Hi gamers. I hope everybody is taking it easy, social distancing, playing video games and everything. I knew I fall off the wagon at some point, but I didn't know it would be this soon. I managed to do 4 episodes of these recent Warhammering videos before I took a 6-month pause, and it's time to end that now. So my previous video was like over half a year ago, so I've done plenty of painting in the meantime, but I don't think that this video series is perfect for, talking about Games Workshop's recent releases or anything, because they're releasing stuff at such a rapid pace. So let's just focus on what I've painted recently and bought recently. So this is the state of my Chaos cabinet at the moment. From my previous video, there's new additions here. I painted the 6 Bull Centaurs for Legion of Asgore, and also the Bull Centaur Torok, and I did 3 more of these Kadai fire demons, so for a total of 6. And in the middle I also painted a group of 10 pink horrors, and I also have 10 blue and brimstone horrors here finished. And for Nurgle I previously had 10 plague bearers, but now I have 30, which is a decent bunch already. And below here I also did 15 Putrid Blight Kings and 15 Chaos Warriors. Got this blue and red scheme for my slaves to darkness. So yeah, slowly trying to paint everything that Chaos has to offer. Just means that I'm not going to be finishing any army anytime soon, but I have something for everybody. Slaanesh still to go, but I thought I'd need to bolster my Slaves to Darkness army before I even touch Slaanesh. But yeah, I've assembled a ton of stuff. I don't have a single box of unassembled plastic in the house, so that's good. And yeah, as you can see, the cabinet is pretty crowded. The foot soldiers of Legion of Asgore, they're just black primed. They just fit so nicely into the small shelf there, so I figured they'd be better there than in the drawer of shame. Here on my Stormcast cabinet there isn't any additions to the Golden Boys, just previous ones. I did get a Glotkin for Christmas. That's still unpainted, but at least it's assembled and primed. So whenever I feel like jumping to painting that, it's ready to go. But one addition is here that the keen-eyed over there might have noticed. I got a Magma Dragon from Forge World, and if you remember my previous video, I was on the first steps of getting into full-fledged Forge World nut, and I've had plenty of Forge World resin added to my collection after that. So I'm just going to be featuring the Magma Dragon and everything else soon. But first I have to mention that in my local Games Workshop store they held the annual The Fang painting competition, and my Magma Dragon won first prize in the monster category. I'm gonna show that a bit better soon, and gonna show some of the other resin upstairs in the game room. So here we are upstairs in the game room. Here I have my unpainted Legion of Asgore, and over here I got some destruction, which I'm going to be talking more later on, but all the destruction monsters and Fimir warriors. And I got some plague toads there, some more Nurgle, got the plague Troggoths and the bile ogres, and Tamerkan, the Maggot Lord, and his Toad Dragon here as well. And pretty much I think all of these and these are now gone from Forge World. Sold out, not gonna be returning. I don't know why, maybe they didn't sell as well as they should have. But it was just really curious. Just Forge World just got rid of like 1/3 of their fantasy lineup. So a really a sizable chunk of miniatures gone, and I was really lucky that I bought everything, all of the destruction stuff here. I bought just before they got rid of them, and then after I saw that they were getting rid of them, I started buying up the Nurgle stuff here as well, and now they are gone as well. So really happy that I managed to secure one of each of these. Here we have the Chaos Mammoth that I showed in my previous video, and also the Exalted Bloodthirster, and also have added a Demon Prince and a Bloodletter hero here to the collection. And I think I'm such a Forge World nut nowadays that I don't think I'm gonna be stopping until I got one of each of well, at least one of each of all the Chaos stuff. So mostly Khorne I'm still missing, the Greater Korgorath, and well, basically this is my only Exalted Greater Demon, so still missing the Exalted versions of the Great Unclean One, Keeper of Secrets, and a Lord of Change. So definitely gonna be getting one of each. But I thought I'd talk to you more about my destruction army here, so here we go. And here we have it, my first and so far only destruction army. I was just looking at Forge World's website and noticing all of these gorgeous monsters of destruction, and then I realized that these don't have any applicable keywords that would allow them to be allied into any existing destruction army. You know, you take an army and have all the cool battle traits, and then you're looking at the allies list and maybe want to add something cool, or something that would you know, help your army out, and you can't ally these into anything. These are just missing all of the keywords. So gee, I wonder why these didn't sell well. You know, you basically can't play with these, not if you want to win. So that's yeah, all of these are now, each and every one of these miniatures is now out of print. Forge World is not selling them, and the consensus is that Forge World was just getting rid of stock that didn't sell, and they don't offer them anymore. But yeah, it would have been a totally different thing if they just put in just a couple of rules, just a couple of keywords, and then, you know, thousands of people would have magically had use for these. But no. But that got me going. I really wanted to get these, and if I'm gonna get these, I want to play with them. So the only way to play with these is a Grand Alliance destruction army. And well, you're basically forfeiting all of the extra rules that a specific army would give you, and you'll get some battle traits and some unique artifacts, but basically you're shooting yourself into the leg if you take a Grand Alliance army that's comprised only of Forge World stuff. Of course, a Grand Alliance, you know, if you really pick and choose all of the best units here and best units there, and just really mix and match, could be a really powerful army. But I don't have anything here that isn't resin. No plastic, no metal, nothing that can be bought at any store other than Forge World. So that's my theme here with this army. And yeah, I started tallying up. I took out, there's 4 monsters of destruction that can't be allied into anything. There is like the Trogoth Hag. That can be allied into Gloomspite Gitz, for example. So she's usable and has a pretty good war scroll, but these can't be allied into. So I took everything that cannot be allied into anything, and so Magma Dragon, Basilisk, then we have Mereworm, and the Dreadmaw. I started adding up the points that these cost, and then I noticed that that we have the Femurs. They're also destruction, and you can't ally them into anything. So actually these come in groups of 3. So you got 1, 2, 3 battle line if your general is the Fimirac Noble. And if the Fimirac Noble is your general, then the Fimir are battle line. So what happens here is that I got 1 general, 3 battle line, a total of 9 guys for the battle lines, and 4 gorgeous monsters, a total of 4 behemoths, the maximum amount. And I just started grinning when I realized that the total of points that these cost is 1,980. So it's perfect. You might even get the the extra boon that you get for having the smaller army points wise. So 20 points shy. That's fine. You might get that with those points. But yeah, a total army. 1,980 points, total of 14 figures, just 9 guys in the the infantry. So yeah, this I actually haven't played any games with this army yet, but these guys definitely won't keep any any objective, but these are gonna be fun to play. And the Magma Dragon is gonna kick ass, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun to field an army of 4 expensive behemoths and just a bunch of Fimers. yeah, like you see, I have the Fimers are on non-official bases here. I got these third-party bases. Which fit the Fimir pretty good, and yeah, I've just done some little work on their skin here. Just painted everything green, and just to get me going when I feel like getting back to this. But yeah, I wanted to show you these guys a bit more. Let's do a little zoom here. But yeah, these are just absolutely gorgeous models. Really like this. Maybe a bit more. So yeah, the detail is insane, and yeah, the design is also really cool. So this is the Dreadmaw, and then you have the Mereworm. This guy isn't glued down to the base. Got a cool piece of ship here in the base. And finally here the Basilisk. I added a little piece of rubble here, a column. Yeah, just 8 legs, and love the poses of the fingers here, and it just looks really cool. And finally, my only painted model, and yeah, I was really happy to hear that this guy had won first place in the monster category. I think it's partly because I really I think outdid myself with the base here. I usually don't do basing quite this extravagant. Got some extra piece. This piece of wood is part of the model, and there's also some little mounds under the feet. but basically everything else is added by me. Oh well, this is also a part of the resin, but yeah, I added these woods and lots of stones everywhere, and yeah, I really like how this turned out. And yeah, this is I think the Magma Dragon, I think it's 540 points, so this is definitely the guy to look out for in the battlefield. This is the one that does the damage, and it's really cool that all of the I think everybody here of the monsters have some form of a missile attack. So everybody's spitting something, venom or something like that, and this can fly, and this can basically fly. It can burrow underneath the ground, so they're pretty mobile as well. So I think basically I think how I should play this is that I maybe should leave like one group of 3 femurs and maybe a basilisk at my objectives, and then the rest will just go forward and try to kill everybody else. The Femerac Noble has some little buffs for other femurs, so I think this guy will be accompanying 6 of the remaining femurs, and yeah, you'll get some really bad battle traits for choosing the Destruction Grand Alliance, but that's nothing to write home about. I'm just really curious about how this would perform, and would really be something quite different for my opponent to tackle. So it would be fun to finally get this out on the playing field, but not getting many games in at the moment, not for a couple of months now, thanks to Corona. But yeah, that's slowly getting to the end of this recent Warhammering video. I have just one more teaser here, and it is this guy. Surprise, surprise, also from Forge World. So here we have the instruction manual for Vorgaroth the Scarred and Skalak the Skull Host of Khorne. So yes, I pulled the trigger and got the Forge World Khorne Dragon. And this is the biggest fantasy miniature that Games Workshop has ever made. Of course, for 40k they have the Titans, and yeah, those are quite a bit bigger than this, but this is still huge. I love the guy here, and this is now under construction. Well, I assembled it. It's work in progress. I'm just in the process of painting it. I've done the base already, and I think it turned out really great. I don't want to show it just yet. I think I'll wanna save it for the grand, the grand reveal for when it's finished, and hopefully you'll tune into that video as well. But yeah, if you're interested in more of my Warhammer painting stuff, be sure to follow on Instagram. I'm FinnGamer there. So that's the place where I mostly share my Warhammer paintings. I usually don't do that on Twitter. I kind of feel like Instagram is the place to do that. But I'm FinnGamer on Twitter as well, so follow me there as well. And yeah, with this, I thank you for your attention. I hope you like this. Hopefully there's still a couple of gamers out there who like Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, and especially Forge World. And we'll see when I'm gonna be doing my next video. I hope I can promise it won't be 6 months next time. Well, actually, I think it's been like 7 months now, but it won't be that long. It's gonna. I think the next one is gonna be when I'm gonna be finishing up the Corn Dragon. So gotta do a video just for that. I think. But yeah, let me know about what do you think about how my destruction army is gonna fare in the battlefield, and let me know if you missed out on some Forge World stuff, and yeah, if you think it's a shame that they're doing this. Hopefully they're returning at some point. Hopefully they're gonna be designing more fantasy stuff, not into 40k. So really hoping for Forge World to do some new stuff. But in the meantime, there's still plenty of old figures for me to buy, so I'm gonna get those next. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.